the 1950s called. They'd like their pork chop back. When I think about pork chops of the 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s, I always think about a woman, let's just call her Karen. She comes to the door and she yells through the neighborhood and she's like, pork chops, anybody want to come over for pork chops? And everyone runs in the other direction. And no one wanted them. This pork chop, however, look at how beautiful this is. Go to your butcher and request a double cut pork chop. They will look at you like you know how to cook. The way we're gonna modernize this pork chop, giving it a little bathy bath for 24 hours, also known as a brine. Watch, I'm literally just gonna throw all of this into the pan. Apple juice, 2 cups of it down. Ratchet ass bay leaves in this one. I don't know where, did I order from the Ratchet Bay Leaf Company? Just be sure to select a non-ratchet bay leaf and everything will be fine. Down with the bay leaf. Fresh Italian parsley, fresh thyme, fresh rosemary, down. Now usually you would brine a pork chop for about 12 hours and you would put way more salt in the brine. But because we're gonna brine ours for 24 hours, we're only gonna use about a tablespoon of salt here. So salt, down. Brown sugar. I don't like this brown sugar at all. If you're a cook who really doesn't like to do a lot of prep work, this is your recipe. You get to leave the skins on the onion and the garlic because it's not gonna be used in the end, you're just gonna boil it. Onions, garlic, down. 3 cups of water, down. Here's something you might not expect in this recipe. These are juniper berries. Can you see them? Now, I was trying to think of a really good way to describe juniper berries to you, so allow me to read you the definition. A juniper berry is the female seed cone, a seed cone, that's right, produced by the various species of junipers. Imagine that. It is not a true berry, but a cone with unusually fleshy and merged scales, which gives it a berry-like appearance. Sounds like a lascivious juniper berry to me. Questionably moraled berries, down. Here's how easy this is. Boil it, let it cool down, and brine that pork. This recipe is so ridiculously easy. All I did was boil the brine, let it cool down. If you're in a hurry, replace 2 cups of that water with ice cubes at the end. Cool fast. And now we're gonna take our pork chop and we're gonna stick it in the brine. We're gonna marinate it overnight for 24 hours. That pork chop has been brined for 24 hours and now we're gonna sear it. So get your cast iron or a really, really heavy bottomed pan, put in a little bit of avocado oil. Now you can't use olive oil here because the smoke point is way too low. You need a high smoke point oil. So avocado oil down, just a little, because that pork has enough fat. Pork chop, down. We're gonna sear it for 2 minutes on this side. And speaking of the 1950s, now I'm sitting in the living room and all of a sudden I hear boom, 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 boom on my door. And I'm like, oh my God, today is the day I'm going to die. So I'm terrified and I run to the door. I said, look, I don't feel comfortable opening the door to any man anywhere that I don't know. Please leave. I was nice, I was friendly. How to not earn a woman like me's business in 3, 2, 1. You know what he said? He said, may I speak to your husband? They're never getting my business ever. Here's the secret to getting this super crispy. We're gonna flip it onto this side. Oh, look at that crust on the outside. Oh my God. Okay, so you're gonna hold your pork chop like this and you're gonna get all of the sides of it nice and crispy. Or if you have a magical standing up pork chop like mine, you don't have to hold it. Don't be afraid of that char. If it looks burnt to you, that is not burnt. It's gonna be super, super crispy and crunchy. Into the oven for 14 minutes. That is the heaviest plate of pork I've ever felt. I almost couldn't lift it. Maybe I should get my husband to help me. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good. Look at this pork chop. Oh my goodness. This is not dried out. It does not have a white mystery gravy anywhere in sight. Okay, it's gonna be so good. Look, I've got my daddy dinosaur knife out to get through this thing. Okay. Oh, I can already feel how juicy it is. Oh, look at the inside. Look at the color and the juice on this pork. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. I need a moment. It is so juicy, it's so tender, it's so moist. That crispiness on the outside and the juiciness on the inside and all of those flavors from the brine. Oh, it's amazing.